and then they get rejected, and their sort of sour grapes reaction is, well, she must be a catfish. No, baby, it's not just about you. I'm not a catfish. You just don't qualify. This is Dee. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Well, guys, I am back with a new video. And the topic of this video is catfish hunters, meaning cynical, suspicious, insecure men whose primary objective is to scope out whether you are real or not. I'm going to share a message exchange that I had with one of these men, so you don't want to miss that. But before I get into all of this, you guys, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, as well as my second channel, Pretty and Things. And turn on the notifications, guys. Turn on those notifications so you are aware whenever I upload a great new video just like this one. So I'm going to sit here and create this look and just talk to you about my experiences and my thoughts on the online catfish hunters. Okay, y'all, so I got my foundation done and my, like, concealer and stuff. And I was sitting here doing my makeup, and I just decided, I got a message from online I'm still on Match.com. Let me remind you, you guys, if you've been following me on my online dating adventure, and you should be following, last year I started it. Last fall, and I committed to online dating, something I had not done in forever, like 6 years prior, 5-6 years or something. I tried it once, and I committed to doing this and sort of documenting my journeys for you ladies, and just seeing what it was like post-pandemic, or at least during the pandemic, and then for women of a certain age, such as myself. And I've been giving periodic updates. I'm going to link all of that below, y'all. I got some good stories. If you have not seen them, check them out. I've also done some live streams, which I am going to commence again for 2022. So bottom line is, this has been like sort of an ongoing thing if you're not caught up. And I was sitting here doing my makeup, and I thought, you know what? This is something I have not covered yet, and this has happened to me several times. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I call catfish hunters. Now, you guys, when I say catfish, you guys know what I mean. That show Catfish, there's a show on MTV, it's been around forever, and that's basically when people, men and women, have communications, text, email with people. They have these relationships with them, when and they ultimately turn out to be the person that they do not portray. They send pictures to this person, although they don't meet them in person. Some of these relationships can last for years, and the victim basically receives like pictures and all this, pictures of this person, but the person comes up with every excuse in the book somehow not to meet this person in person. And when they do, they are not at all who they portrayed themselves as. So that's, most people know what catfish is. So I just wanted to do, just a quick, summary. And it is the same on these online dating sites, apparently. There's I've met several men, and several of them have told me that there are a lot of women on there that are scammers in their eyes, i.e. Women who are not who they portray themselves to be. Now, some of these women are, of course, women who post pictures from 10 years and 50 pounds ago. You know how that is. I mean, it happens. And that goes both ways, of course, but we're talking about, experiences of the men I've encountered. And this seems to be a common thing, you guys, so I can't rag on them for that. because it's been consistent. So it is an issue out there for women. I gotta be, you gotta be fair. Apparently this is an issue out there that women are doing this, right? Now, all of that is well and good, okay? The problem I've had a few times is, the men now becoming, again, catfish hunters, where that becomes their primary objective. But that is, to me, a form of, I guess, baggage. Whatever, past experience they've had with other women, they are now bringing it forward. They are basically taking it out on you. They've become so insecure and such damaged goods and so sort of road weary that they've lost sight of the objective. Meaning it is not enough for you to want to meet me. I have to want to meet you. And in order to do so, you have got to impress me. You have to give me a reason. And when you approached me right off jump, questioning my integrity as if the objective of all of this is for me to reassure you, we got a problem. What happens with someone else should be no reflection on you. And vice versa, right? If you told them, if you immediately start talking about your ex and complaining about other guys you dated, blah, 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 that would be a turnoff. And they're completely oblivious to the fact that they are turning you off. So let me show you a message exchange I had with one of these catfish hunters. And as you read in my reply, I was very clear, I was very concise, I was not rude, but I let him know exactly what was what. And in my reply, I made it very clear why I no longer wanted to engage with him. And FYI, you guys, after I sent that reply, never heard back, no apology, nothing. He knew he was wrong, but instead of being a man and saying my bad, he shrunk away because he was called out on his BS. This is something that men do. I guarantee you it is very, 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 very rare for a woman to approach a man in this manner, questioning well, do you look like your pictures? And obviously we know men are visual creatures, blah, blah, blah. But it's not just that. That doesn't give you permission to disrespect someone from jump. And that's how I consider it, you guys. I consider it disrespectful. Who are you to question me? I'm not here to soothe you, to pacify you. You are here to impress me. And this is what I'm saying, you guys, about, this is part of seeing yourself as the prize. And you say, oh, D, maybe you're jumping, maybe it's just you're writing them off too soon. He's had past experiences, and I can understand why, because, a lot of guys are like that, women do, and you're right, but you know what? Too bad. It doesn't justify you deeming someone else guilty until proven innocent because you're so busy wallowing in your self-pity of what somebody did to you. And another thing, you guys, the type of, these men need to take responsibility, as I said in my message, for what the type of women they are choosing. Because the gag is, I don't care how he looks. He can be 90 years old, shriveled up and dry. He could be big as a house. He could be ugly AF. It doesn't matter. He can look like, as my daddy used to say, sheep shit in shallow water. He will still somehow feel he is entitled to a beautiful woman or a woman who is above average, a woman he deems beautiful. They want the woman they consider to be top tier. Not being vain, I'm just letting you know the experiences. They can be snaggletooth, broke as a joke. They will still approach you as if they have a chance or should have a chance. And that's another thing that trips me out, you guys. It's like they want an 18-year-old supermodel, right? They want the Wagyu beef. They want the top tier, the baddie, the baddest of the bad, the hottest of the hot that everybody wants, right? They want the baddie. They want the Wagyu steak of women. Yet somehow they feel that the Wagyu steak of women should somehow accept and want to be with the chopped beef of men. And then they get rejected, and their sort of sour grapes reaction is, well, she must be a catfish. No, baby, it's not just about you. I'm not a catfish. You just don't qualify. You do not meet my criteria. And had you read my profile, you would have known that. Had you engaged with me appropriately, you would have known that. And even if they are the quality of men that would meet my criteria, the fact that they would approach me in such a disrespectful manner immediately disqualifies them. You know what I mean? But a lot of these dudes, they are, there are a lot of lonely hearts out there, I realize, you guys. They just want to engage with an attractive woman. They know that ultimately they don't have what it takes for her. They know that they do not meet her qualifications, and that a woman who is, if they find her attractive like that, other men will too, and that they don't have what it takes to compete with other men. Yes, I said it. That's what I said, and that's what I mean. But they still want to engage with her. They still want to talk to her. They still want to, stroke their ego and waste her time. They want the woman who they know is taken to 5-star restaurants, even though they can only take her to Denny's. And they expect you to be okay with that. And if you're not, then you're a gold digger, or you're a catfish, or whatever, or a scammer. No, if these are hot 18-year-old girls, what can you do for a hot 18-year-old girl? Why would she want to engage with you? There are wonderful women who they are ignoring because they want someone who is basically out of their league and feels entitled to someone who is out of their league. It's crazy to me. First of all, you guys, the only man who calls a woman a gold digger is a broke man, period. If a man calls you a gold digger, he has nothing to offer you. He's a broke, leave him alone. He's a broke as a joke, insecure. He's got a chip on his shoulders, can't compete with other men. Leave him alone. That's red flag number 1. Don't even waste your time, because that is a man who will never, ever, ever see you as a prize. And I say that because of this way, you guys. And I'm not saying money is everything. Obviously, you want a man who can provide for you, who has his stuff together. But I'm saying when they use what you want against you so you can acquiesce to what they want. Meaning, a man, if you want a Mercedes, you got to pay for a Mercedes, right? You don't get mad at a Mercedes for costing what a Mercedes costs. You know what a Mercedes costs. And if you can't afford a Mercedes, that's fine. But you don't expect a Mercedes, the Mercedes dealership, to lower their prices for you. You cannot have the type of woman you want and think she's gonna be satisfied with Denny's. You cannot have the type of woman a lot of these men want and not be able to not only provide for her, do the things that she's accustomed to doing, which is why you want her. You want the top tier woman, then you have to do what men do for top tier women, and that's that. And the men, you guys, I'm going to tell you, the men worth having will never, ever, ever call you a gold digger or complain about the fact that you want to be taken to a nice restaurant. They will offer. I'm telling you, I have never met anybody for coffee. Never have, never will. That's not the type of, if you're that type of guy, you're not for me. Period. You have to set your standards and you have to be true to them and not compromise them because you are setting the tone. If you're not the type of man that will take a woman to a nice restaurant on a first date, you're not the type of man for me. Good luck with your search. That's the answer. The solution to that is bye. I have no reason to meet you. Most people I don't meet, in fact. Very, very few I have met, to be honest with you. Because I date with intention. Now, I thought about this, you guys, and I'm going to be honest. I want to meet more just to have more material for you guys. You know, I'm kind of torn between, okay, dating personally and sort of dating for content, like, you know, the way I started. But I want to share these experiences with you guys because I think they're funny as hell. And I mean, I'd like to, you know, I think these are important things to discuss and things to bear in mind. I know some of you, even having read that message, would have engaged with that guy, the catfish hunter, the message I showed you. But for me, I just think you guys, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are setting a bad precedent. Again, you are the prize. He should be trying to impress you. If he wants to meet you, he should be putting his best foot forward in order to do so. Not calling you names and questioning your integrity and basically calling you a liar from jump. The great thing about a site like Match is that they do have the video chat feature, right? And you can sort of try before you buy, right? You get to see you can chat with a person and see what they look like, or if you have some kind of rapport with them prior to meeting them. And a lot of them don't even bother to read your profile because all they care about is how you look. And I understand men are visual, that's fine. But you can look at my pictures. You can care about how I look, that's fine. But that's not all you can care about and expect to meet me. And that's the thing about it, that they seem to forget that this is a two-way street. I'm not going to meet you just because you want to meet me. The fact that you think that's the problem with the whole catfish thing. It's a bunch of men not taking responsibility, first of all, for the women that they are approaching, because they, you know, if you're running into a bunch of scammers, it's because you're approaching a bunch of scammers. These Russian mail order brides. Okay, well, these are the women that you are selecting. What does that say about you, boo? A lot of them have been online, you can tell, for way too long. I mean, because if this is your first thought, baby, it's time to hang it up for a while. So you guys, I just want to make this quick video about this because this is not a subject I have ever touched on. I really haven't seen anyone touch upon this subject either. At the end of the day, you guys, I lose respect for a man like this. Because if you think about it, it is manifestation, if you think about it. You expect the worst, therefore you are getting the worst. That's part of it too. These guys are expecting to be scammed, to be catfish. That's what you are expecting. And that is exactly the result they are getting. And these are exactly the women you continue to approach. And obviously not all of them. Even women like myself, perfectly normal, perfectly reasonable woman, you are running away. You are turning off because of your attitude, because you are expecting the worst. And a man that is not, who doesn't feel it's necessary to impress you or consider you from the beginning, is not a man you should be dealing with, period. As for me, I am almost done with Match. I've only got like a few days left. And I don't think I'm going to renew. I am going to move on and I'm going to try something else for you guys, because there are a lot of options to be explored. And I want to share these experiences with you guys. You guys really seem to enjoy these videos. And you guys, I've had good experiences too. Don't get me wrong. I haven't had any bad experiences. I haven't met, the one or any love match, and that's to be expected. There's just a lot of random people on Match, good, bad, whatever, And even if you meet a nice person, that's not to say they're the match for you. I mean, that's to be expected. Most people won't be. So you can't have that sort of expectation. And I don't. Discussing shared experiences online is one thing, but for a man to approach you and expect you to bear the burden of his past experiences, that's a completely different thing. All of you are prizes, but the difference between women who get treated like prizes and women who don't is accepting or not accepting this type of behavior. It is not our responsibility to fix broken men. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, thumbs it up, you guys, a thumbs it up, and do not forget to follow me on my Instagram pages. Both of them will be linked below. As always, I look forward to reading your comments on this topic and others. Please feel free, you guys, to reach out to me and let me know what topics you would like me to discuss. My big fat online dating adventure will continue. I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot, and I'm enjoying sharing my adventures with you. And never fear, Girl Talk Live will be back soon. So, till next time, mwah.